As we celebrate the week of the 4th of July and look ahead to America's 250th year, it's worth asking, what do strong marriages and strong nations have in common? Well, the answer is deeper than tradition, celebration, or patriotism. It's about values. It's about character. It's about remembering that a thriving future is built by people who know how to look back with wisdom. A strong marriage, like a strong country, is not built on convenience. It's built on truth, sacrifice, integrity, respect, consideration, and a shared commitment to something greater than self. Today, we're looking at the power of understanding from history, the importance of putting God first, and then we're looking at 7 commonalities of marriage and nation building. And then I have 5 core values that we must pass on if we want marriages and strong families for generations to come. Stay with me. Welcome to the Extraordinary Marriage Podcast. I'm your host, Connie Durham. If you've ever felt like your marriage is more of a roller coaster ride than a romantic getaway, you're not alone. We all have our ups and downs, sometimes unintentionally hurting each other's feelings or missing the mark on what our spouse truly needs from us. Life gets busy, and it's easy to focus on irritations and failures instead of celebrating the love that brought you together in the first place. But fear not. I'm here to help you explore practical tools and heartfelt encouragement and rediscover what you love most about your spouse. Get ready to lean into each other's strengths and build something beautiful together. Not just survive, but thrive. I'll see you inside. So let's look at what nation building and marriage have in common. I'm going to give you 7 ways that nation building and marriage is the same. Yeah, why not for America's 250th, right? All right, so first, they both require a firm foundation. They require a foundation. With no foundation, everything falls in, right? Just the other day, actually last year, my daughter and my son-in-law had a problem with the foundation of their home they had owned for over 10 years, and they had to get it fixed. Otherwise, it literally would have rotted and fallen in. Well, both require foundation. A nation without a foundation collapses under pressure. A marriage without a foundation also struggles when trials come. The foundation must include God first, truth, trust, commitment, shared values. A beautiful marriage is not built on feelings alone. Feelings matter, but feelings without foundation cannot carry the weight. Do you see what I'm saying there? Number 2, both must be protected. A country is protected by borders, law, and shared standards. A marriage must also be protected from whatever weakens it, like selfishness, dishonesty, pride, neglect, outside distractions, bitterness. What is protected can grow, and what is neglected declines. Protect your marriage. 3, both depend on shared values. A nation cannot survive if every person defines truth differently. You know, we are a nation of all different kinds of people, and everyone wants to come to America. So when we all gather in America, we need to unite on what's most important. We could go back to number 1, our foundation. So if we want a firm foundation, we must unite on what makes that. A marriage cannot thrive if every person lives by a separate code. Well, the truth is we all come from different families, right? Different families have different habits, different morals, different values. So strong marriages need shared values like integrity, faithfulness, respect, humility, service, perseverance. When two people agree on what matters most, they can walk together with confidence. I can say my husband and I have been married 47 years next month. 47 years next month. And, there's been the ups and downs and the different things that were important in different seasons of our lives, but we always had God first. And God first, believing in Jesus, believing in all the values and morals that God teaches, gave us unity. And we totally believed in the same thing. This is a day where often politics divide couples. You got to really stop and think, what's really important in my life? What is really important? Number 4, both need sacrifice. Freedom has always come with sacrifice. Somebody sacrifices. And so has marriage. Everything can't be just one direction, right? In marriage, you must often sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice being right all the time. Your personal comforts, selfish preferences, or a short-term gratification. Sacrifice is not weakness, it is love in action. It says our covenant means more than my impulses. Yeah, that's like those personality differences that I teach on. People literally think the other person is thinking what they're thinking, but we see the world upon who we are. And if I see the beauty in everything, I see the flowers instead of the weeds. You see, some people see the weeds and never see the flowers. We all see things differently. 5, both are shaped by leadership. Nations rise and fall based on leadership. Is it leadership for the sake of government? Leadership for the sake of the people? Marriage is much the same. Leadership in marriage is not about control. It is about responsibility, initiative, courage, and service. Great marriage leadership means making wise decisions together. Because when you make wise decisions together, you bring different perspectives and you have a discussion on why you think this is better. And we all got to be open-minded, listening to the other person. Otherwise, we fall back into that selfishness thing, like my opinion matters more than yours. No, listen to each other. Speaking truth and kindness. Taking ownership when things don't go right. You made a mistake. You broke a glass that fell out of the cabinet, or you made a bad purchase. Taking ownership. Leading spiritually. Protecting the relationship. When leaders are grounded, the whole home benefits. 6, both are tested by adversity. Every nation faces trials. If you look all back through history, you can see president after president after president who faced adversity, faced challenges, and upon personality styles, often that we may never have a deep thinker president again. Well, I kind of think we probably have one now, but a deep thinking president, because people are attracted to that personality and that warmth and that great speaker. They have charisma. So a person with charisma doesn't mean they won't be a great president, but they're not always the best person, because when there's adversity, you want to make sure you have a president with lots of experience who considers all the different things before they make decisions. And sometimes that kind of person is a quieter person without much charisma, because they're always thinking and evaluating. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot because of so much social media and seeing people online. If they're not charismatic or attractive or whatever, people don't pay attention so much. Yeah, the good-looking, fun-looking people are not always the best. Sometimes it's that person who is a deep thinker and really contemplating their decisions. So both are tested by adversity. Every nation faces trials. You can go back and look at history. We have to learn it from history. Every marriage faces seasons of pressure. Yeah, we wish we wouldn't, but guess what happens whenever we're under pressure? We grow. We become stronger. Hard times reveal what a foundation is made of. Trials are either they tear your marriage apart or they deepen the commitment and maturity. Couples who endure well are those who return to truth, prayer, humility, and perseverance. Number 7, both remember their origin. People who forget where they came from eventually lose direction. And as Americans, we have to look back on our history here in this 250th anniversary this year, birthday. We have to look back at our history and think, what made us great? What tore us apart? And what do we need to learn from all those things? A marriage that forgets its beginnings can slowly lose gratitude, tenderness, and purpose. When I'm talking with people, I often say, so what actually brought you together in the first place? So maybe I'm talking with somebody, coaching somebody, and they're like telling me all the problems in their marriage. And I ask that question, so what brought you together in the first place? You know, when you first saw them across the room, you first met them, what attracted you to them? And what did you admire in them? What did you see that made you want to marry them and live with them the rest of your life? And whenever I ask that question, people tend to stop and they look like they really start to think. And they're like, wow, well, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Because what happens when people aren't getting along, aren't treating each other responsibly, then bitterness grows, unforgiveness grows. And when you stop forgiving all those things, then you're bitter. You don't like to be together. You don't like to sit by each other. You're not glad to see them at the end of the day. Do you see what I'm saying? And eventually, there's going to be some kind of division there. You may live together the rest of your life divided. Nobody wants to do that. So it's time to stop and figure it out. Time to stop and figure it out. Every marriage faces seasons of pressure. 7, both must remember their original story. People who forget, I know I just read this, people who forget where they came from eventually lose direction. So a marriage that forgets its beginnings, just like we said, can slowly lose gratitude, tenderness, and purpose. Remember why you chose each other, what God has done in your lives, what you have survived together, what kind of future you are building. You got to keep dreaming. Reflection strengthens and resolve. Reflection strengthens resolve. All right, so our 5 most important values that we want to keep passing on. If we want strong marriages and families, we must intentionally teach the next generation these 5 values. God first. When God is first, everything else finds its rightful place. A home centered on God has a compass. And without God, values become flexible. Truth becomes negotiable. And character becomes inconsistent. God first means prayer is normal, truth is honored, forgiveness is practiced, marriage is a covenant, not a convenience. The second one is integrity. Integrity is who you are when no one's watching. I bet you've heard that before. Integrity is who you are when no one is watching. It means your private life matches your public life. It means your words can be trusted. It means you do what is right, even if it costs you. I bet you could probably think of a time that you had to tell the truth or you had to do something and it cost you. Children learn integrity by watching it lived, not just hearing it taught. Much more is caught than taught. 3, truth. Truth is essential for trust. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Without truth, a marriage begins to erode from the inside out. We must teach honesty over image, reality over denial, and humility over pretending. Truth may be uncomfortable, but it is always an act of love when shared with grace. I like to say, we can share truth by watching our tone of voice and how we say things. Not like, sticking a sword in the other person, but watching the tone of our voice as we talk. Number 4, respect and consideration. A strong marriage does not survive constant disrespect. I'm going to read that again because in too many relationships, this is the truth. A strong marriage does not survive constant disrespect. I say that people must first respect themselves to respect others. And many people who are absolutely disrespectful, whether it's in the home, in the store, at work, everywhere, if they are disrespectful, they have trouble respecting themselves. Got to respect yourself first. Consideration means asking, how will this affect my spouse? Because I care, right? How will this affect my spouse? How can I serve instead of merely demanding? How can I serve instead of merely demanding? How can I speak in a way that builds rather than wounds? Respect creates emotional safety. Consideration creates trust. Together, they create peace. And who doesn't want to live in an awesome, beautiful marriage where you respect one another, you talk lovingly and uplifting to one another? What can I help you with? How was your day? I mean, it makes all the difference to the temperature in your house. Is it cold? Are you giving each other a cold shoulder? Or is it warm and welcoming? 5, high standards and moral clarity. Strong families do not drift into greatness. They choose it. Nobody drifts into success, do they? High standards mean we expect more from ourselves. Purity of character, disciplined behavior, responsibility, self-control, honor. Morals matter because they shape outcomes. I tell my kids in the youth at church all the time, every choice makes a difference in your life. And if you stop and you think back to the times that maybe things got really hard, maybe in your childhood you couldn't help, what goes on with your parents, but as a teenager you start to make your own choices. As a young adult you make your own choices. And sometimes our choices, we're tempted, we know this might not bring what we want, but we really want to do it. Yeah, our choices are usually what gets us in trouble. Morals matter more because they shape outcomes. What we normalize in the home becomes normal in the next generation. It's kind of like, I hate to be the one to say that, but it's like every generation has slipped a little lower and a little lower and a little lower. A lotly because they stop following God's word, or they're like, well, this little thing doesn't matter, or that little thing doesn't matter, or this is really what I want to do, and I'm going to do it no matter what. Morals matter, and what we normalize in the home becomes normal in the next generation. That means your kids, your grandkids. How much does it matter? Teaching moment. Children begin learning at birth. Man, I've been saying this for a while. And since I've had 3 kids of my own, and then I've seen 15 grandkids come into the world and begin growing through the ages, I see their hard times. I see their troubled times. I see sometimes kids who are, bashful or shy, or, not comfortable talking in front of a lot of people, or little kids who nothing bothers them and they're just themselves all the time. But we cannot overlook this truth. Mentally strong, thoughtful, respectful humans begin at birth. And actually, they mimic their parents. They mimic their brothers and sisters. They mimic their friends. So who you hang around does matter. Actually, they begin even earlier in the sense that they are being shaped from the very moment they enter the world. I'm a lover of music. And I remember when I was pregnant with all three of my kids, I was in the choir at church. And so I was around music all the time, besides being a dance teacher. So I was around spiritual, godly music and some secular music, yes, because I taught ballet and I taught jazz. And my kids are all musical and they all enjoy different kinds of music. And so I believe that, they can hear the bass in the music being played. I believe they can hear, and so they already loved music whenever they came. And you know what? They also heard kind voices and loving voices. There was no yelling and screaming at each other. So children begin learning at birth. They hear a tone of voice, whether you're affectionate with that brand new baby or they're getting under your skin. They hear consistency, boundaries, prayer from their parents. And what they observe in the home sticks. What they observe in the home sticks. And I'm going to finish with this. Children learn what love looks like by watching how their parents treat each other, how they speak to each other, how they disagree. Do they have a conversation or is it a shutdown? How to recover from conflict, how to handle disappointment, how to respect authority, how to value truth. And that means marriage is never just about the couple, but it's about the future generations. Because what we learn from, I know what I learned from my parents is what I teach my kids. And a lot of what they teach their kids is what they learn here. All right, so as we celebrate America's 250th year journey, let's remember this. The future is shaped by people who have learned how to look back with wisdom, open eyes, open minds, and analyze and think. History can teach us humility. Faith can guide us. Truth can steady us. Integrity can strengthen us. And love, real love, can build a home that lasts. A strong marriage is not an accidental thing. It's intentional. It's rooted. It's protected. It's disciplined. And it's passed down. Let's build homes where God is first, truth is honored, respect is normal, and children grow up watching what strength, character, and love really look like. Because when marriages are strong, families are strong. When families are strong, communities are strong. And when communities are strong, nations endure. I want to thank you for listening to this today. And I want to encourage you to go to theextraordinarymarriage.com, theextraordinarymarriage.com. And here's a little homework. Ask your spouse, what is one value we want to make sure our children and our home always remember? Then talk about it, pray about it, live it. If you're building an extraordinary marriage, remember, the strongest futures are built by people who honor the past, live with integrity today, and keep God first in everything. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Extraordinary Marriage Podcast with me, Connie Durham. Remember, every marriage has its bumps in the road, but with the right tools and encouragement, you can turn those bumps into stepping stones. Focus less on frustrations and more on what you love about each other. Grow together, laugh together, and love forever. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. Join me next time as we keep exploring how you can build the kind of marriage that feels extraordinary. Until then, keep showing up, keep listening, and keep loving. You've got this.